Awesome.
Crushed it.
Okay, guys. So thank you for coming on down and getting involved in this special podcast. We're up to episode 4 already.
Ooh.
Okay, so how's your week been so far, guys?
No, it's been really, really good. Started to get a bit more volume in my training week, and yeah, it's good to be doing a few more high intensity WODs at the moment. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Okay,
cool.
How'd you
back
go on the weekend, Dean?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Top 10. That blew my mind.
Just for the people who don't know, can you explain what you just did on the weekend?
Yeah, that's handy. Going to CrossFit Down Under, we competed as a team of 4, and there was 40 teams, and we made top 10. We did 8 events, I believe, over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it was pretty good. The experience being in the last heat, with the top athletes, that was epic.
Yeah.
Oh man. You understand that they are just humans. We idolize them on the TV, and we see them like they're gods. Their times are so crazy, but then when they're on the floor, it's like they're not even that fit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him.
Yeah. It fuels the fire. But Monday, massive crash, and then it's been good ever since. I started exercising again, and I can't not training Monday and then getting back into it Tuesday and exercising. I think training so often, when you have that break, you understand how important and how much of a feel-good sensation after exercise you get.
Yeah.
Man, it made my mood change completely. I was feeling sorry for myself. I was feeling down, and then as soon as I exercised on Tuesday, I was like, sweet, I'm good to go.
Back to go again.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think that's basically the topic of what I was hoping to discuss today. So that's a very good segue. I'm very proud of you for doing that.
That's all right, mate.
Yeah. So
Read your mind.
the idea that we're looking at is, what's your why? What's the reason for why you get up in the morning, or you come here after work, or you just train in general? So even if you don't train here, what's your reason for actually training and getting into it? Brendan, what's your personal reasons for why you started training, and what brings you back to keep doing more?
My personal reasons of why I wanted to start training is I just simply wanted to run faster and jump higher.
Okay.
That was the whole reason.
What were you trying to get away from the police or something?
Yeah, I did recognise your face when I first came into it. You didn't lock me up, so you must have been doing something
the
right.
one that got away.
No, so essentially, obviously standing, 170 centimetres, you always want to, have a little bit of extra when you go out and play, even in just social sports. If you've played sports your whole life, that competitive side of things just never really leaves you. And I always had lofty ambitions of dunking because I love basketball.
Muggsy Bogues?
Yeah, well, did he ever go upstairs? I think he did.
He did.
Yeah,
he
did,
dunked.
didn't he?
What was he, 5'2"?
No. I still reckon he was probably 180 centimeters.
Okay.
It was,
3 off me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's funny in that sort of sporting sort of arena, even in AFL, you're a short player over 180 centimeters.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you had this drive to make sure that you could jump high and at least be with the pack, and
Yeah.
is that what started you into your training?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was the sole reason is to run faster and jump higher. So the fact that, you haven't been given something, was that a reason, was that going to be an excuse? It was like, well, no, there's ways of training it. So that was the biggest reason why I even started getting into the gym and fitness and everything like that. So, and also it's all the other things that come with it, is that confidence. So rather than looking around and saying, I am the smallest person out here, it was just like, no one's done the work that I've done. I'm pretty happy to, go head to head with anyone here. And there was nothing better in football than bringing down a big. There was nothing better than, blasting past someone when you just had the opportunity. So even at social level, that competitive sort of drive is still sort of there. If it's ingrained in you, you just want to go out there and do the best you can. So when I first started, the weights room sort of stuff, that was my main drive.
Okay. So obviously you were doing your general sports, and then you wanted to add to that.
Absolutely. So it was a funny transition from training for sports where training was the sport. So that transition over to CrossFit and weightlifting, it's still sometimes hard for me to get a head around, and sometimes hard for me to find my why, because currently I'm not participating in any sort of sport whatsoever. So I do sympathize with people who do get lost in the wilderness in that. And that's why I think having something externally to focus on, and having processes to go through and not just outcomes. So, focus on, how to get there, not necessarily on the results. So not the numbers on the bar, it's focusing on how many sessions a week you're doing.
Yeah, because if you're coming in those, it'll happen over time.
Yeah, and that's it. If you take care of the process, the results take care of themselves.
It becomes a byproduct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you always had that that mentality of creating an opportunity out of what you consider something that you lack?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's kind of been something that you've just always had?
Yeah, it's always been something that, I don't know, maybe it's because, my old man's exactly the same. He's the same height.
That you would attribute that to, because we've spoken about your parents before and like how much of an impact they've had.
Yeah.
Would you say it would be potentially from their influence as well?
Oh, absolutely. Like training, was one of the biggest things. My old man loves football training almost more than actually playing the game. He loves the fact that, he was, 50 years old and just burning, 35-year-olds. And he was out there running every single day. So essentially that's, what I grew up seeing. And that's just, you have to put in the hard work if you want any sort of results. You're never gifted anything. And that was always ingrained to me at, a very, very young age. And being told that you can do everything if you really, really want to work hard for it. I mean, later on down the track, there's nothing that, it's going to make me extra 10 centimeters taller, but I want to make sure that I've left no stone unturned to make sure that that was the sole reason why, not because of a work, capacity sort of thing.
Yeah, that's really cool. Because, we have a lot of families in TRG.
Yeah.
So to try and have that impact onto your own kids, that's
huge,
massive.
Yeah.
That, you're affecting hundreds of people now because of your parents and what impact they've had. And so if we have members that have that same impact to their, there's this ripple effect, right? Yeah. That's
So the love of training is obviously something that's really important. So
hell yeah.
What, obviously, because you're training at a competitive level and that's a reason, but what is, I guess, the main kind of core reasons? Do you have anything that really gets you out of bed in the morning or makes you push for that extra round when you feel like giving up?
Yeah, for that extra round, not really.
Mm-hmm.
I just know if you don't, then what the hell am I doing? What's the point? If I'm not trying to push to the 100% on that day, it might be less than what my normal is. It might be more than what my normal is, but there's no point in me trying to compete if I'm going at 50%. I'm not getting what I can out of my body. But in terms of my motivation to get out of bed, sometimes it's hard. That's why, we can still empathize. It's not just everyone's motivated and, you know what, this is a great day every day. No, this is a pretty crappy day, and guess what? You're going to have to soldier through it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But, my parents have always been hardworking, but I think more at a young age, I was kind of exposed to everyone's going to die one day, and you can either just drift through time or you can make something and have a purposeful life. And I think that's what's gravitated myself towards exercise and stuff, because that was an avenue where you didn't need anything. If you've got a gym, then you have the ability to make something of yourself that you couldn't originally. So
turn yourself into somebody that you want to be. But it's when you say that as well, if you got a gym, you got to work. You got a door, you got to
you got a door, you got a gym.
you got a door, you got a gym. I like that.
So exposed to that really young, it scared me into making purpose out of my life.
And training's an avenue for that for you.
Yeah, definitely. I think in everything, I was just like, I don't want to just go through life being a shit kicker. I just, it doesn't feel good with who I am, from my complete soul. I feel like I need to be able to give more. I need to be able to try and do the best I can, no matter what. And
that's good.
Yeah, it was from fear. I got scared into it. It was just an adult one day. I remember the exact moment when she's like, "What's the point in bringing kids up if we're all just gonna die one day?" I was like, "Holy shit!" I'm 6 years old. What the hell? And she was going off on a rant, but man, it just stuck with me for the rest of my life. I was just like, "What? if we're all going to die, like, so what's the point? And I was like, well, make a point. Like,
Yeah.
you need to have something that you can have purpose behind. Otherwise, you're just living.
Just floating through.
Yeah.
And that also does bring into the reason for myself. Like I years ago now, we're looking 6-7 years ago when I was still in the police, I wasn't training and I was just getting through the shifts and through the moments and just getting by. And then I was introduced to training at like a much more serious and much more intense level. I'm not training as hard as I used to, but the reason that really helped me was mental health. So being exposed to quite a few traumatic events, it became difficult to really enjoy being in the police and having to expose yourself continually to those types of things and having those things continually presented to you. So I found that training was just an amazing outlet to keep yourself calm and to keep yourself feeling prepared. And even today, that's my main reason. It's to keep myself level as much as possible. And so mental health is like a huge thing. And I think a lot of people, they really underutilize the ability to train 3 times a week. And sometimes from my point of view, I like to sit down and talk to people. I say, it doesn't matter when people say I didn't get RX, it's like, doesn't matter, like you are just coming in and doing something, like to be able to see the impact that training can have on people's lives and their mental health is just everything. And so when people also say, hey, I'm going through quite a few things at the moment, I need to take a back step on training, like that's the worst time to do it. Yeah, that's my point of view anyway. Like, hey, I'm going through like a relationship crisis, or I'm going through a death in the family. Like, I totally empathize with that. And sometimes, a bit of time off to grieve is definitely important, but you need to look after yourself, because as you guys are talking about having that family and that people that are watching, whether it's friends or whoever, they want to see how you navigate through that.
Yeah.
So if you can be a leader and navigate through a tragedy or a trauma with grace and with confidence and with the ability to deal with that situation, people will look at that example, and it's better for everyone. So you've got to look after yourself. And like I always say, 3 times a week is just brilliant for your mind. It's brilliant for your body, and it will do wonders as the months roll on. If you stick at it, it'll just do wonders for you.
Yeah, I'm a massive subscriber to that. So most of the time, and I've experienced this transition over the last couple of years, is with your training, it's more for enjoyment than what it is for an outcome goal.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than just chasing numbers the whole time, essentially, it's my time. It's my time.
Yeah.
Like, it's for me. And to have that hour, 3 times a week, where it's just set aside where I can listen to my music, I'm in a group of, with amazing people, sometimes it's good to be in a group of strangers, who just don't know anything that's away, from you, that you don't have anything to do with. And all you can think about is just training and just having fun with it. So I think that's being one big transition for me. And it happens when you start getting between, the 32, 33, is you start being, results driven rather than just being, just lifestyle driven. The fact that I want to go there, and just that feeling after a workout, you chase.
Yeah. And that feeling it's priceless. It's more valuable than anything else, because you go home, who was I talking to? I won't name names, but somebody said on Monday they had the worst day and they just felt horrible, like just horrible. They just did not want to come into the gym. They didn't want to do anything. They left, and it was a complete 180. They went home just feeling absolutely amazing. So from your point of view, how do you actually bring that also into the gym and into programming? Because I've got a lot of things I try to do here, even like the color scheme, the yellow, trying to just bring out happiness for people, and they walk in and they go, hey, it's different to out there. When I come in here, I feel like I can just breathe and I can just get into it. So from your point of view, what do you do to bring in that mindset into the way you do things?
Well,
and I'll get to you then afterwards, Dean, as well. So I want to hear what you do.
It starts with the conversations. So it starts with the conversations with the members, finding out what they like, what they dislike, what actually gets them into the box, and actually starting to really get to know them. When they're in here, talk to them about anything. Like, it's not always talking about, as soon as you walk in, your technique, you should be foam rolling. It's just finding out about people's day, just having a chat and just having, trying to, because one big thing that I, have always loved is just chatting to people and chatting
Being
about
human.
their days. Yeah, being human. Like, there's nothing better. Like, and then when you find something that they're passionate about and you're passionate about, far out, you can't stop the chins. Like, that's,
just wagging.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and so rather than, having, it's one of my favorite quotes is define yourself by the things that you love, not by the things that you hate.
Yeah.
So when you come in, you say, well, I mean, everyone knows that I say 10 out of 10. How I living the dream, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then talking to people about things that they love and also things that you love, and actually seeing that excitement in someone's face and just having that moment. So it doesn't necessarily always be about fitness. It's about being a human and just, having fun and doing something that's going to benefit you in the long run. So it might not be the workout that's the thing that puts a smile on their face. It might have just been the conversation with a mate.
Just a high five.
Exactly right. So
The experience of the gym.
yeah, exactly. So
Very unique.
holistically, it's not just sets and reps and WODs and all that sort of stuff. I mean, that's the goal. It's the process to it. So it's turning up, it's, being active and participating is the process that you need to go through to actually have a good, and the result is, the WOD itself, where the process is coming in, getting into the right mindset, having a bit of fun, and just saying, you know what, it's some time for me. When I go home and when I hang out with my friends, my family, my partner, I'm going to be a better person because I'm in a better mood, and then I can lift them up. I can't do that if I'm miserable.
Well, and that's also the mindset for a sustainable long-term
Life.
fitness program as well. And the results, if you have that combined with trying to improve your fitness, it all comes together nicely. So you got to have that balance. So,
So cliche. Like, enjoy the process.
Yeah.
We see it everywhere, but enjoying the process is those steps.
Yeah.
The experience that I get to have my own time going to the gym. I get to have that expression. I get to uplift others. That enjoying the process is so important. And piggybacking on what you said about people backing off when they are going through bad stuff. Like I said, like Monday, I just had a huge, it must have been an adrenaline dump from the weekend, and I just had a huge crash. I had Monday off and I felt the worst. Tuesday was when I felt great when I came to the gym. Like, if you have these traumatic things, we've all been through them, and exercise is such a great outlet to let yourself relax,
express yourself.
And what do they say with meditation? If you should be doing it like 3 times a week or at least 10 minutes a day or whatever, and then if you're super busy and you can't do that, well, then you need more. It's the same thing with exercise. If you're getting so down and out about yourself and you can't exercise, well, chances are you probably need more exercise than what you're doing right now.
Absolutely.
And that just, it's huge for me. And enjoying the process is a part of doing that, because then that creates a habit to then.
So if you could do Monday again,
forward.
you still got to have downtime as well. You got to have days where, because that's normal as well, where you're down the dumps and you just don't want to do anything. But if you could do it again just a little bit differently, to maybe, because you don't want to go back into the gym and smash yourself, because
I would spin on the bike for 20 minutes.
So you just
least.
move, maybe go for a walk even.
Yeah. I thoroughly love the gym. I don't enjoy walking that much.
Okay.
I would enjoy just going on the roller. I feel like I just feel more present when I am doing rowing, when I am doing something that's in the gym, that I can just focus on my breathing. I can focus on my rowing tech. I just feel it's more productive and it fulfills me.
You probably won't even look at your time or anything like that. You
Not
just
at
move,
all.
close
Not
your
at
eyes.
all.
Maybe even put a shirt over the screen so you can just...
So I can take my top off.
Yeah. you beat me to it.
Yeah. So I got to beat people to the punch so they don't wail on me all the time.
You're on top of it, mate. Yeah.
And so the whole trust in the process, building the habits, that's huge. But then if you feel like you're not exercising that much and you feel like you're having some rough times, well, exercise more, because it's going to make you feel better. But the time that it takes to do it might be less. The intensity, the effort might be less. That's okay. That's you're here. You're around great people. That's going to make you feel good.
Stay strong, yeah. And that's the thing as well. From my point of view, is the guys, you guys that are here and the other coaches and the team that we've got here, it's just, we all embody that same principle. So when people come in and they're feeling that way, to be able to put your arm around them and make them feel that they can just relax a little bit, and also just, you're here, and I really really appreciate that, and really appreciate when I see you guys doing it. And it's not so much that you're like, oh, thanks for doing that for me. It's just like you guys love it too. And
Yeah.
you have a better experience.
The reward is seeing those people happy when they leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need a thumbs up. Like
That's right.
we're getting the enjoyment seeing them.
Nice.
Absolutely. And like it brings back to one book that I read a while ago. It's Peter Carroll's Win Forever. And he's an NFL coach for the Seattle Seahawks. And obviously quite one of the most grueling sports on the face of the planet. He made it fun. He made it fun. And you saw the way that those guys played. They had fun. And they were unstoppable. They trained with purpose. They trained with intensity. So the same methods that you do for just, average day-to-day life, having fun and training with a bit of purpose, it works at the elite level. Like that's a sport where, you come in, you have to do this, your life's are micromanaged. He had a bit of fun. He was having music playing at the training sessions. They were up and about, and that increased the intensity naturally rather than having a coach standing over there. You've got to work harder. You've got to work harder. He created an environment with guys who were, really low draft pick. Really, far out draft picks, second, third round, and he made them win. And he wrote a book about how to win forever. And that was actually changed my entire philosophy in regards to coaching. It was like, well, it needs to be this way. I love the way that they do it. I love the way they win. I love the way they lose. It hurts, but they know. They never talk badly about anything. What they talk about is like, we want to come up and be against the best team and the best people because I want to show you how great I am. And it completely changed my philosophy in regards to being
really
a coach.
Good. I like that a lot.
I think losing really well on trying to accept that and ride the emotions. It's fine to lose, but then what can we do better later? How can we be the greatest? And we've already spoke about what you're talking about, him having a different approach. You can't just keep coaching and beating someone on the head and be like, go faster. Take from a different approach. How about get them to enjoy it? We've always spoke about flanking from a different avenue if we're not getting any success on one direction.
Surprise yourself.
Yeah. And it's surprising to them if we coach differently. So we can just have a better environment, a better nature. More charisma between the group. It works.
That's awesome. Well, what do you think, guys? I reckon we can wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that resonates with some of you guys.
Yeah, and we always say as well, and if you want to set some goals, hit us up.
Yeah.
We like to talk to you and see what we can do for your training success. So,
and I think with that, even if you don't have it, like I think when people want us to set goals and they're like, 150 kilo back squat, 200 kilo deadlift. It's like, is that what you really want?
Yeah.
No, not really. Well, let's focus on the things that get there. I'm not going to write 150 kilo back squat. I'm going to say attend the deadlift back squat sessions consistently for 6 months. Do this. So fall in love with the process, tick the boxes off in the process, and that result will be well earned rather than just expecting it.
But it will be a byproduct anyway.
And in saying that as well, it doesn't always have to just be training goals. Like we can look at also any outside goals. You come to us, we'll work and we'll hopefully guide you in the right direction if you want to take some time with us. And if you've got any other questions that you'd like to hear about, I think next week we're going to be talking about recovery aids such as like the Theragun.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to go Fit Aid, RX Aid, Focus Aid.
That's it, yeah. And we can just like hold it here and just be like, for a special time, we have it on discounted rates at TRG. No, we're like, we'll have a chat about some recovery in the next session and how to get the most out of stretching and also whether or not it's the right way to go, and we'll share some ideas.
Is it worth it? You have to find out.
Yeah, you better tune in.
Click subscribe.
not just click, smash.
Subscribe. 3 shares.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming down. We'll see you soon. Peace out.
Peace.